Hey, what is up guys, Massive here, back to do another video, and we are back on Hampstead Gardens here, a map that I really do like. This was Green Zero's one and only map that he made, but it was a banger, and we have ourselves one of those games on this map here. So yeah, this map has undergone a couple of revisions. In the first version, the spike was in the very corner, but due to buzzers being able to camp that spike and essentially prevent the player from capturing it, the spike was later on moved to the south near the garrisonal buildings, or the top of the map if you're spawning as the top player. There is an EMP control center in the middle. There's two garrisons, but they don't really fire down below. I think Green Zero's idea was that buildings could fire downwards at enemy units, but that doesn't work that way. Still, it's great to have those structures for the vision radius. It keeps them alive as well, so I do appreciate that inclusion. I'm going to be marked to Kane in this particular game. Not sure what my opponent is. This is always a random mirror when I'm playing center. We never really pick factions. Well, sometimes I do pick mine, but he really just picks random, and it's never been a better time to go random as well. With each successive R20 1.02 plus update, the balance gets better and better. And you know what that benefits the most? It benefits random mirrors, because it makes the balance between the 9 factions better each time. With random mirrors being the preferred matchup, that's what patching has been focusing on, trying to make it a little less unfair, though some matchups cannot be fixed due to the faction design. I'm not going to change how the factions are designed. This is not the objective of this project. It's mostly a bug fix patch. It has introduced some really cool features that technically were very difficult to implement, nearly impossible, dare I say, such as the blue tip harvesters and the epic unit upgrades that get researched upon. Epic units get those upgrades upon those upgrades being researched, is what I wanted to say there. The synth's in my base though, forcing out a bunch of shredder turret drafts. He killed 2 power plants, so he's going to be feeling pretty good about that. He kills both of my Tyrone spikes and gets 2 power plants. I'm on the back foot here for sure. The synths are so cheap and expendable, and he got 2 Tyrone spikes with them. There wasn't really much I could do to save that, unless I had opened up with a shadow team opening, but I didn't. It doesn't really work against Scrin, because they can just build a Gunwalker and a Seeker and see you later to those shadow teams. They're not going to be doing a whole lot after being killed. So this is a little combo you can use as Marked of Kane. You can put Awakened Squad and Engineer inside of a Reckoner. Why is this a combo, Leaf? Well, you can EMP your opponent's drone platform and then try and capture it over with the Engineer. The timing is pretty quick though, so you've got to be on point with that. He may even sniff this one out, since there's one additional Reckoner in my base. He's probably going to scout that and know it's coming. The Seeker's actually there already to defend this off. So sadly, the gig is up. He's going to be chasing down this Reckoner. I've got the Dozer Blades on the way, which is going to be really good for the Reckoners, as well as the Scorpion tanks. It's going to keep these Reckoners alive much longer, especially whilst deployed. But I don't really want to deploy them just yet. They don't really have combat units inside of them. But the Dozer Blades are going to help them retreat. Reckoners do get a disproportionate Dozer Blade buff. It's way higher for the Reckoners. It's 20% currently for Scorpion tanks, and for Reckoners it's 30%. It's literally a 30% increase in armor with that Dozer Blade upgrade, so it's worth it going for them in the mid game. Definitely not OP later on, since the DPS at that point in time is just way more than what a tier 2 unit can handle, such as a Reckoner. You see in the PvE games that the Reckoners can be OP when near to nearby war factories, but the armor on the Reckoner is pretty weak to gun damage, and players do exploit that. Plus they can get crushed by tier 3 armor, which will happen, or your opponent can be smart and just avoid it altogether and attack another part of the base. Good. Capture this refinery. I get myself the harvester, which was fantastic. That is unfortunately though going to put me on low power. One of the Reckoners worked out. I need to transfer those harvesters to my expansion. I've been too busy microing these Reckoners, trying to get them into his base. It's a miracle that I even got this in there, and I've managed to secure myself a Scrin harvester, which is very nice. Scorpion tanks on the way. I need to queue another war factory because you're going to be attacking my expansion soon, and without repairs there, it's going to be tricky holding this off. Now we do have upgrade parity. Both of us do have one upgrade. If I didn't have Dozer Blades here, then obviously this would be very, very tricky to hold, but I feel confident here that I can hold this off. He's going to kill himself a harvester. I pulled it too late. There's two dev tanks in fact moving in. One of them is charged up. That's very threatening. Seeker dev tank, an extremely powerful combo. I'm going to be forced to sell off these Awakened squads. You can see the Awakened get repairs nearby war factories. It's not a quick repair, however. I think I mentioned this before in a previous video, but for balance reasons, cyborgs don't repair quick near war factories in this. It exists. You can use it in a pinch if you've got an elite squad that somehow managed to survive on 1 HP later on. You can get some repairs near the war factory and spare them for when they go heroic, because who doesn't want to see heroic enlightened squads? At this point I was contemplating on what to build. It was tricky at this point. Mark the Kane versus Scrin is certainly not a matchup that favours Mark the Kane. Mass Mechapede and Mass Seekers can be a problem, but grabbing that refinery has equalized this game for me. And seeing how I'm in his base here and he doesn't know what I'm up to, I feel like now I can go for another Reckoner. Maybe I can secure myself a capture on another building. And for some reason he didn't kill that Reckoner in his main. There was an engineer in there, and I'm going to get myself a ref. Now granted, one ref there isn't going to be too great since he's got 2 there anyway. It's just going to refund me the cost of that engineer once I sell it off. But it's going to allow me also some ground control. Tripod comes out of the warp sphere. Let's see if I can capture this. There's a tip trooper there as well. I'm not sure if he's paying attention. He's not. And I'm going to get myself the warp sphere. I EMP the tripod so this Reckoner can make its escape. And this is just the Mark Kane shenanigans. You're seeing what Mark Kane can accomplish. You saw there the engineer getting repairs near the war factory. Even though it's human infantry, it doesn't matter. The Scrin war factories don't discriminate. They will heal all infantry. That's what they're scripted to do. And you saw there that they can repair even engineers and stuff like that of other factions. So I'm going for Mass Avatar now, and I need to attack his base because he's got an expansion ahead of mine. I haven't yet expanded. I've been going for 2 war factory avatars. One thing I'm a little bit concerned of here is the fact that he has a stasis shield. I'm going to take out this ref, but this Scorpion Force of mine is soon going to be absolutely annihilated because he's going to use the stasis shield to secure and lock them down. All of the Scorpion tanks get caught in that stasis bubble, which is disastrous for me. And he's now going to surround them with tripods. He's got Seekers there as well, Mechapedes to finish off the scraps. But I don't think I'm going to be able to retreat here. The Seekers also deal splash damage, so when I reverse move, they're all going to be taking splash damage and yeah, they didn't stand a chance. All of my units get destroyed, and now he's got a superior army to mine. I've got this Reckoner with Awaken inside. They're only sold off Awaken though, they're not full squad, so they're not going to be too great against infantry. But that's the reason why I built this Reckoner with Awaken, is because I need some form of anti-infantry, because you can go for Descents. Descents are very tricky to deal with unless you've got an MCV to drop shredder turrets. I'm trying to target those Mechapede heads, it's very difficult to. I was forced to use the cloaking field, and for all of you who don't know, Kane has a much faster cloaking field cooldown compared to Nod. It's actually twice as fast for them. So not only do they have cheaper disruption towers compared to Nod, but also their cloaking field recharges way faster. And these Descents are just being a menace. Those Awakened squads inside of my Reckoner really ranking up, aren't they? I should evacuate them. I'm not sure if I do. I think I was too busy focus firing the heads on those Mechapedes. Sadly, though, the Awakened do get killed. I don't think they ranked up to Heroic, but they got a rank, so they dealt a lot of damage. And I'm trying to secure these avatars. A couple of them are stealth, because I not only stealthed, cloaked his infantry, but some of those avatars got caught in the stealth as well. There's some tib regrowing in my main, so what I should consider at this point is transferring one or two of the harvesters from my second field to my main, because that one is depleted. Scrin have way better tools to regrow tib. As Nod and GDI, you just gotta let it grow naturally, but Scrin can of course drop those growth accelerators and make it regrow much faster, 50% in fact. So certainly every little counts as a non-Scrin faction, but Scrin have the most longevity of all the factions. You want to be aggressive, but the reason why I'm being aggressive here is precisely that. If I let Scrin do what it wants, then they're just going to build up a huge army of tripods, devastator warships, and a hexapod, and they're going to have all their support powers recharged. I don't want to face another Stasis shield. The last time he used Stasis, it was devastating, so now's my chance to once again try and attack him. It might look reckless, but you have to go. You have to go before those powers are recharged. You're on a countdown. The phase field can also turn the tide of battle. Avatars moving in once again. Those Venoms aren't looking too healthy. There's just 4 avatars. I did one-click his ref. That was pretty good. He's not going to have a refinery here anymore to deal with this attack. And these AAs have a lot of health. 7,500 to be in fact. They are extremely tanky, and the Scrin ones seem to be more so. That's because the hitbox is pretty small on the Scrin plasma disc launcher, or battery, or whatever it's called. And I'm now going to debut something, well, not really debut, you guys have seen it before, but I'm going to go for a machine gun Redeemer. And as Kane, when you've got the supercharged particle beam upgrade researched, the Redeemer will also benefit from supercharged particle beams. It's still just an anti-infantry buff. It's still just a machine gun, but it has particle beams instead. As a side bonus, Kane's supercharged particle beam Redeemer turret does more damage to vehicles. It's just 25% more, which is still insignificant, but it does differentiate itself from the Black Hand one. I didn't want to make the infantry even better than it was, because then it would just insta-kill the Prodigy, which I felt was not suitable for balance reasons. So now the Eradicator Hexpod comes out. I've got the Vertigos out as well, with disruption pods being dropped on these units. So a lot of stuff is being showcased in this game, as you can see. And I'm also going for Enlightened squads to support this attack. Vertigo's doing some recon. I've got the Venoms with the signature generator ability. That was changed in the last update. Now the cooldown is 60 seconds, but the duration is 60 seconds, and the amount of false positives that they generate has been doubled. So in every way, it's more than double or more, as far as that is concerned. And I'm not sure if Senna fell for it, since he's sending buzzers over to where the Venoms are right now. I've only got 2 Venoms. I used the signature generator, and his tripods were going towards them, so I'm not sure if that had an effect. I'm assuming it looks like a huge army of Venoms is there, for him at least. It's quite exaggerated at the moment. Anyway, there's a big fight going on. I've got a commando in this Reckoner. What I could do with this commando is evac it. It's going to get crushed by those tripods if I don't. Eradicate Hexplod moving in, and unfortunately for me, I did not notice that Reckoner, and the Hexplod's going to crush it. That's a little unfortunate, but I've got enough EMP there with the Enlightened squads to lock down those tripods and take them out. The Redeemer is EMP'd. There's an Avatar firing at the tripod. Rage Gen gets fired off. Shredder turrets are here. This is what I'm talking about. With the MCV support, you can deal with this descent spam a lot better. Without it, it's very hard. Maybe tip troopers could do it for you, but much better to send the 4th with the MCV. And if you didn't know, you can go for quad turrets in 1.02 plus. That does not desync the game. And this Hexplod is soon going to come out of phase, even though it appears visually phased. Once the 35-second phase duration has elapsed, the Hexplod will technically be out of phase, even though visually it still appears phased. This is just a side effect of the workaround I used to fix that bug where phase would last indefinitely whilst EMP'd. It is no longer indefinite, it just will not visually remove that effect whilst after the phase has elapsed and the unit's still EMP'd, if that made any sense. Anyways guys, hope you all enjoyed that game there on Hamster Guns. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, I really do appreciate that. And before I go, I'd like to thank my Patreon members for supporting me and my channel and for keeping this game going. I thought that game was very interesting. I got another sick game for you coming up, probably in a day or 2 after this one, so subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more content like this. Anyways, this is it from me, Master Leaf, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.